Hello everyone, my name is Nikita and I am from the Bodhi Academy. Today we are going to start a new chapter from 10th Standard Science textbook, chapter number 2, which is acids, bases and salts. So in the first part of the chapter we will be talking about acids and bases, and in the last part of the chapter we will be only talking about different types of salts. When we talk about acids and bases, we can recall something which we have learned in the previous classes. Okay, acids, bases play a very important role in our day-to-day life. They are also present in our digestive system, especially the acids, and also present in different kinds of food that we consume on a daily basis, which gives food the different taste. Okay, so when we talk about acids, the taste of acids, that is acids are sour to taste, okay, and bases are said to be bitter in taste. They are bitter in taste. Okay, now when we talk about acids, the acidic nature and a basic nature of a substance can be detected by some it should be indicated. Okay, to us it should be indicated whether a particular material, a particular substance is acidic or basic, and this is indicated by something called as indicators. Okay, so to indicate the acidic and basic nature of a substance, we have something called as indicators. Okay, among these indicators we have the natural indicators and synthetic indicators. Now what will be natural indicators? Natural indicators will be the one which are naturally found. Okay, naturally found, and we can directly use them. Some can be directly used, whereas some can be are used after impregnating them using another material. Okay, among the natural, the two examples which we know is the litmus and turmeric. Okay, among the litmus paper, the very known are the red and the blue litmus paper. The red litmus paper and the blue litmus paper. Now what happens in the red and blue litmus paper in acidic and basic nature? Okay, in case of acids, acids turn the blue litmus paper to red. Okay, and if you take red litmus paper for acid, they will remain red only. There will be no color change in case of red litmus paper. In case of bases, we have the red litmus paper turning blue. Okay, and the blue litmus paper will remain blue itself. So in these conditions we can determine whether the material is acidic or basic in nature. Okay, now the second type of indicators, synthetic indicators, we have two famous examples, the methyl orange and phenolphthalein. Indicators. Now the very most example, the incident which we need to know about turmeric is that the turmeric, in case of basic conditions, it turns red. Okay, now on a daily basis, how do we see this? If there's a curry stain on a white color cloth or any cloth by chance, and then you try to wash it using normal soap, okay, what happens to it? The curry stain becomes red. Okay, you will feel that the curry stain will go after washing with soap, okay, or after applying soap, but it becomes red. Okay, now what is the what is the reason behind it? The reason is that curry contains turmeric. Okay, and turmeric is an indicator of basic, and soap is a basic substance. So what happens over there? Soap being basic, the turmeric indicates the basicity of the soap by turning red. That's the reason the curry stains after applying soap on the cloth becomes red. Okay, so this is a very important and a common question asked in the exams. Why does the curry stain after rubbing with soap become red in color, or what happens to it? Okay, so these indicators are used for detecting the acidic and the basic nature of the substance. Then when we talk about indicators, now these are based on color changes. This all indicators, natural and synthetic, these four examples, or are based on the color change. When we talk about it, we have also something called as olfactory indicators. Olfactory indicators wherein the detection is by the difference in smell. Okay, difference in smell means in case of the acidic and basic nature, the smell of the substance will be different, of the indicator will be differ. Okay, and among the olfactory indicators we have examples like vanilla, okay, and clove. Okay, so these are the olfactory indicators which detect the acidic and basic nature of the substance by the change in their smell. Okay, now after seeing the introduction about acids and bases, what are they and how are they indicated, now we will be talking about the reactions of acids with different substances. Okay, first of all we have, when we talk about reactions, the first reaction of acids and bases we have is with metals. Okay, how does it react with metals? Okay, so to understand this, we will now see a simple experiment. Now this picture, this activity is from the Goa Board Science 10th standard textbook. In this picture we can first of all see that there is a stand, okay, and to the stand a test tube is connected. A test tube is connected, and in the stand there are two things. First of all, this is the dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, there is a dilute sulfuric acid over here and inside the test tube, and they have put the zinc granules. So zinc is the metal and acid is the sulfuric acid, means H2SO4. Okay, now what happens over here? There is reaction taking place. Okay, there is reaction taking place, and we can see some bubbles. Okay, some bubbles. These bubbles represent the hydrogen gas bubbles. Okay, so the reaction happens between the acid H2SO4 and the metal zinc. Okay, and there is release of this gas. There is release of this gas. Now how do they know that the gas is hydrogen gas? Okay, for this purpose what do they do? Now we need to determine, right, that which gas it is, and for this purpose we need to get the gas in proper form for detection. For this purpose they use a delivery tube in which the gas is delivered directly into a soap solution. Now why a soap solution is used? A soap solution is used because it will form bubbles, so the gas will be produced in the form of soap bubbles. Okay, so these soap bubbles are filled with hydrogen gas. Okay, now what will happen over here? This gas will be released, and over here, no, a candle, flaming candle is brought. Okay, a candle which is lit, and it is brought in exposure to the gas. So what will happen over here? Because it is a hydrogen gas, when hydrogen is exposed to fire, hydrogen burns with a pop sound. It makes a large pop sound. Okay, so this confirms that the gas produced by the reaction of metals and acid was the hydrogen gas. Okay, so we can say that when metals react with acid or base, they produce a salt, and there is evolution of hydrogen gas. Okay, here over here the metal was zinc. Okay, the acid was H2SO4. Okay, so the salt formed. Now we want this hydrogen gas to be evolved out. So hydrogen to be evolved out, and the salt form will be zinc sulfate. Okay, now if I write the reaction using a base, that is NaOH. Okay, over here also the reaction, okay, there will be a salt form called as sodium zincate which is formed, and the gas evolved will be hydrogen gas. Okay, so the reactions of metals with acids and bases, they react to produce a salt, and there is evolution of gas which is hydrogen gas. Okay, so now the next reaction is the reaction of acids with metal carbonates or hydrogen carbonates. Okay, now for this reaction, first we need to know that acids react with what are metal carbonates. So metal carbonates will be sodium carbonates and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, these are called as carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. Hydrogen carbonates are also called as bicarbonates. Okay, now how do they react with acids? First of all, we need to know that the metals react, acids react with metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonates to form a salt, water, and evolution of carbon dioxide gas. To explain this, I will show this diagram. Okay, so now again there is a stand over here. There's a stand. Okay, there is a test tube, and there again are two things in the test tube. First of all, there is a dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, there is a dilute hydrochloric acid, and there is sodium carbonate. These two things are there. Now we want the reaction between these two things. Now what happens over here? Over here there is release of this carbon dioxide gas. Okay, there is release of carbon dioxide gas. Now this carbon dioxide gas is passed from the test tube. Okay, it is passed from the test tube and it is brought into a delivery tube. Okay, it is got to a delivery tube. Now also here we need to determine how do we know that this gas produced is carbon dioxide gas only and not any other gas. Okay, for this confirmation, to prove this, we bring a solution of calcium hydroxide. Okay, calcium hydroxide over here. Okay, and now this calcium hydroxide is also called as slackline. Okay, now we pass this carbon dioxide. So over here the gas which is going is carbon dioxide gas. It goes through this and it reacts with the calcium hydroxide solution over here. Okay, calcium hydroxide solution. Now what product is formed? The product formed is calcium carbonate. Okay, so first of all we'll write the reaction. The acid was HCl plus sodium carbonate. Okay, this gives you carbon dioxide gas plus water. Okay, and a salt. Okay, so the salt will be NaCl, Na and Cl of this, and the gas released will be carbon dioxide. Now this gas is made to react with calcium hydroxide. Okay, so calcium hydroxide plus this gas This is called as lime water. Okay, this is called as lime water, and this is a clear solution. Okay, this is a clear solution. When you pass carbon dioxide on this, carbon dioxide in this, the reaction takes place and there is formation of calcium carbonate, okay, which is a white precipitate. So what happens in this case? The white precipitate, okay, it suspends in the entire solution. Okay, over here the solution was a clear solution. Okay, a clear solution. Now there is formation of calcium carbonate, which is a white precipitate which goes and suspends in the entire solution, and this makes the lime water milky. Okay, this makes the lime water milky. So the carbon dioxide produced by this reaction is passed on to this, the calcium hydroxide, and there is formation of calcium carbonate. This turns lime water milky. So the question for the exam, which is a very common question, is that why does lime water turn milky? Okay, how does lime water turn milky? So you have to write this. Okay, so now what happens after if you pass more carbon dioxide? If you pass excess of carbon dioxide in this, okay, excess of carbon dioxide in this, the calcium carbonate will react with more carbon dioxide and give a colorless solution. Okay, so actually it forms calcium hydrogen carbonate, okay, which is a colorless solution. Okay, so what happens? First the lime water turns milky, and when you pass excess carbon dioxide into it, it forms calcium hydrogen carbonate, which is a colorless solution. So it again turns colorless. So this is all we need to know about reaction of acids with metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonates. So also with metal hydrogen carbonates, the reaction gives the same products, which are carbon dioxide, water, and a salt. Okay, and a salt. Now we will be seeing how does acids react with base, okay, or how does acid and bases react with each other. Okay, the acids and bases react with each other to form salt and water. Okay, and in this reaction what happens is that the interesting thing is acids and bases both tend to nullify each other's effect. Acids will nullify the bases effect and bases will nullify the acids effect, and therefore this reaction is called as neutralization reaction, because acids nullifies the effect of base and bases nullify the effect of acids, and they produce salt and water. So we will take the example of famous reaction, that is reaction of HCl plus NaOH. Okay, what does this produce? The Na and Cl will combine to form a salt, which is NaCl, sodium chloride, and this thing will form water, which is H2O. So acids and bases react with each other to form salt and water. Okay, now the next reaction of is with metal oxides. Okay, so it was observed that the metal oxides react with acids. Okay, the reaction of metal oxides with acids give salt plus water. Okay, So the reaction of metal oxides with an acid gave salt and water, means the reaction was same as that of a neutralization reaction. Okay, this reaction, the products of this reaction and this reaction were same. Okay, and there was acid. So in the reactant side there was acid as one reactant. Okay, and the second reactant over here was base and over here was metal oxides. So what does this conclude? That the metal oxides were actually acting as a base. Okay, so all metal oxides are basic in nature. That's the reason they can react with acids to produce salt and water. So all metal oxides are basic in nature. Okay, so today we saw what are acids, bases, then the indicators used to indicate their nature, then the reaction of acids with metals, with metal carbonates, hydrogen carbonates, reaction with each other, and how to metal oxides react with acids. In the next video we will be seeing different other aspects of acids and bases and other reactions. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel.